the Knights of the Smith dinner table real play video of Torg Eternity Day 1 Orrorsh. This is the final Day 1 adventure that we'll be playing. And it's the final Day 1 adventure in the whole list. If you've watched the others, you know what's happening. They're starting out as normal, ordinary, everyday people who make a decision to become heroes. Now, hopefully we are going to do this all in one session. If not, we'll do it in two. I know that Mr. Lawson is really hyped to play an actual character. But let's go ahead and get started. So all of you are staying in Madurai, in India, and you are on your way north to a small village named Chakmali for the wedding of Rajan. And if there are any Indian folk watching, I apologize for completely obliterating these names.
Same.
Hold on, is Madurai West Coast or Central?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking West Coast from the number of Canada speakers in this party, but
Could be. The family, Rajan's family, has hired a bus piloted by or driven by Mr. Sujit Thamikan. So why don't we go around the table, starting with Sujit, and everybody talk about who you're playing tonight.
okay. Yep. I'm playing as Sujit. Yep. Yes, I'm driving this bus. It's broken down once already, despite that I just got it inspected last week. This kind of thing never happens, but well, it's put a little wrinkle in the evening, which would otherwise better than a tiger or safari trip. People are usually in a good mood for weddings, but hopefully things go better the rest of the night.
All right, I am Shyam Virapur. I am actually Rajan's best friend and best man. We've worked together for years, and along with Shilpa, they were inseparable, also known as the Terrible Three in the office. Not sure if this wedding is right for my friend, though. Something seems a little bit off.
I am playing Divya Nalan. She's been invited to the wedding just because she's friends with the groom's little sister. Divya has no idea what she really wants to do. Due to the pressure from her family, she's been studying chemistry, but she really just doesn't know what she wants to do with herself yet. Looking for that opportunity to be great, I suppose.
And I am playing Vikas Karunanaithi. Again, I apologize for that pronunciation. I apparently picked the hardest name of the evening. Hindu Paraji, known the groom for years, been a fan of the friend of the family and spiritual counselor. His bride has asked me to give her away because her father died, and I get to even preside over the ceremony. Very proud of it.
All right.
So these
So-
four will be mine when I transfer.
As you guys get ready to go, Shilpa receives a text from Rajan stating that he's nearly home, but the unseasonal storms from last night, or the unseasonal storms which started forming last night and into today, could possibly make the trip a little rough. You see, Chakmali is nestled in the jungle and reached by unpaved roads, which become quite treacherous during the storms and at night. So it's important that the bus arrives before dark.
I got a feeling that's not going to happen.
You don't receive any other messages after that, but mobile phone coverage in Chakmali is notoriously bad. And in fact, last night, the entire network seemed to go down. This morning, nobody's getting a signal, any email, or anything else.
That's 'cause we're not on the God net.
As you guys all pile onto the bus and hit the road, heading north, you all, as you leave Madurai, you feel kind of a weird tingle, like almost like somebody walking over your graves. And I'm going to point out that I have 6 of these tokens. Each token represents several hours worth of time. So when all the tokens are gone, it will be nighttime.
Okay.
Oh no. Do I want to play the Sunset Cosm card?
No, it's up to you.
Makes it nighttime, I take it?
All right. So you get on the road.
That'll get things moving quick.
Would that actually fuck the day one if I played the Sunset Cosm card?
I will not confirm nor deny.
That's a yes. That's
No
That's
gush, no
definitely-
glory,
yeah.
man.
All right. Now, the road to Chuckmolly isn't usually busy, but today the road is just completely empty. You see a few abandoned cars pushed off to the side of the road, or in some cases still on the road, and you have to kind of drive around it. Not a soul in sight, almost as if everyone is at some festival rather than out traveling. There are a few carts mixed in with cars, but no oxen to pull them in sight.
Anything in the carts?
You gonna ask the driver to stop so you can check them?
I mean, if we're weaving in and out of stuff, we might be going. I figure we just want to take a look.
Nothing that really stands out.
Okay, I guess is today known to be some sort of festival in Chuckmolly or those parts?
Mm-mm. None that you can think of. As you continue down the road, the jungle begins to grow thicker and greener than any of you from Chuckmolly remembers. Stranger still, you pass what looks to be an old horse-drawn carriage on the side of the road rather than a car or motorcycle. It looks fancy, but it's dinged and worn from use, and once again, there's no sign of any horses or oxen.
Does it look like it's
Out of place.
yeah? Like, does it look like it's Indian in nature, or does it look
Um,
more like
Make a scholar check.
what?
Scholar. If you don't have scholar, resort to mind.
I'll make a scholar check. That
8.
is a 13.
All right. Vikas, you realize that looks a lot like an old British cart, like you saw in history books from when the Empire was in charge of India. Very Victorian-esque.
An antique.
Yeah, somebody's dusting off an antique.
Seems to be.
Yeah, just leaving it here on the side of the road where anyone can come steal it.
Well, look at all the other cars and everything. What happened?
As you continue to drive,
Curious indeed.
strange storm rolls in, and the dirt road starts to get muddy and difficult. I need Sujit to make a challenging, difficulty number 12, land vehicles test.
Okay. Come on, land vehicles. 10 on the nose.
10.
Oh, which means I get to re-roll and add 30 plus 40. 46.
Anybody got a glory gun we can whip out?
Right.
Yeah, okay. 13 plus 13, 26 total.
All right.
And it's
So
like he's been driving a bus all his life.
it
Yeah.
is. It's almost like he may have even like practiced racing the bus or something, because he just navigates every bit of that. He seems to find the drier portions of the road where he won't get stuck. And
He's going to be kicking himself
You
later when he
continue
needs that for
driving
an
onward.
attack.
as you get farther and farther deeper into the rural surroundings, the road does grow rockier, and the jungle seems to, if anything, become even more oppressive.
Can we
Branches scraping along the side of the vehicle as it kind of grinds forward, and then finally it opens up into a clearing, which those of you who are local to the area recognizes as the lone petrol station servicing vehicles from outlying villages.
Okay.
The bus doesn't need fuel, but if you wanted to stop, you could.
Okay, I mean, how's the fuel gauge?
You're sitting at about half a tank.
Better safe than sorry.
Okay, would it be, I guess, would the trip there and back be more than half a tank?
No.
What time of day does it look like? Can we tell?
Mid-afternoon.
Okay. Okay, let's see. I guess what kind of roll would it be to see, like, Am I on track to get there significantly?
As of
before
right now,
nightfall?
you are well within the time frame to get there before dark.
Okay, well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to stop 5 minutes or 3 minutes, or whatever it takes to get gas.
Okay. So you pull up to the service station, and let me load this in. And it's a bit of a challenge because it's not got a whole lot of room.
Again, I drive in Madurai.
All right. Let me get everybody in position here. We don't have Dwelly, and we don't have.
This could be bad.
We get attacked by 50 elder vampires. Roll initiative.
Oh yeah, here now there's a suspected case of bubonic plague in China now.
I sure did.
Oh,
I mean, that's a little more treatable with modern medicine, though.
All right.
I
As
understand that, but I like a post that said, "All right, who's ready to carve a pumpkin, cook a turkey, put the tree up, and
as
get it over with?"
Vikas turns off the bus, everybody, no roll needed, hears the sound of what sounds like a child screaming. And let me bring up your view. As you. Is that coming from the.
That's coming from Mike.
Okay.
My dogs are going nuts. Let me go see what they're going nuts about.
I'm like, I don't remember putting any dog sounds in this.
Nope, that's
Odd child.
Yeah.
Lycanthrope.
Yeah.
One too many of those. All right, so as you guys turn to look for the source of the scream inside the garage, you see what appears to be a young boy. He is hanging onto the hook from an engine hoist, one of those ceiling-mounted engine hoists where they got the spinning chain and everything to hoist it out. And he's just out of reach of what appears to be two adult-size attackers that are kind of reaching up for him. However, they look from here. You can tell that they definitely look kind of weird. As the bus sputters to a stop, one of them turns around, and I'm not sure this will show up, but let's see that for Mike. And this is what you guys see sitting out there, or out there.
I can't see it from this range.
Yeah,
I'm
That's
afraid.
fine.
It comes to the table.
Goes to the
Okay.
table anyway.
doesn't look human, does it?
Okay, yeah, it looks like some kind of skeleton with a sword.
Indeed. And let me kind of give you a better description of it. Definitely looks like they're human corpses that are defying all common sense and science, and they're up and walking. However, entwined through their bodies is rotting vegetation and putrid flesh. With that, what are you guys going to do?
I'm going to call out to God and say a prayer. Basically, I'm casting word enemy without having the miracle for it because you can do that. I have the faith requirement.
All right.
Okay, which god are you calling out to?
I don't know the Indian pantheon very well, so I'm just going to say one of them.
Okay.
Works for me.
Like, it's been a while since I've looked at it, and I don't want to say the wrong one and be offensive.
All right.
Any
So
more than we're already
he's
offensive.
starting to call out a prayer. Vikas is starting to call out a prayer. Suji, what are you going to do? You see a kid in trouble
Hmm.
and strange monsters.
Okay, how's the ceiling in that garage?
It's the building itself on the garage side, which is this section over here, is about 20 feet high. 20 feet high. Over here, it's just a single story, but the kid is just barely out of their reach.
Okay.
All-
and
all right,
What
well,
are the heights of the
I-
bus windows? I'm thinking
I-
like, can I drive in there, run over one of them, and
The-
get in the window to swing
You
in?
know from previous experience, the bus won't fit underneath the door.
Okay. Damn.
Everyone within a 5-meter radius. While I concentrate on this, will get a +2 to all defenses, and any supernaturally evil creature who fail an attack against any of the protected individuals are stymied.
Oh, you rolled good then.
Yeah, I got a 26 total.
Okay. So what are you thinking of doing?
Okay. Well, let's see. I think I'm gonna hop down and try and get these guys' attention.
All right. So you're dismounting the bus at the moment.
Yep.
What about Divya?
Oh, yeah, she's not having any of this. She's off the bus going, it's not Halloween. I don't know what the hell's going on over here, but
So you're going to head over to dismount the bus as well.
oh, yeah, we're walking out and heading towards him, yelling at him.
And Shilpa, or not Shilpa.
Sham?
Yes, Shyam.
Well, the priest has said his prayers and his faith. Is there any kind of like implement on this bus I could grab? You know, like, I don't know, tent pole.
So you're going to look for a weapon?
Yep.
All right. As you guys all make the decision to help somebody, when you could have just driven on, everybody becomes a Storm Knight at once.
All right.
All right.
Says this Cosm is tough.
However, this is going to put us into combat rounds. So,
Figuring out through the mic.
scene is standard.
3 and 3 and 3.
Oh, and do we have? Oh, are we in the actual cosm?
Yes, you are the actual Cosm.
Do you have the table 10? Or is there not a table 10?
Oh, I forgot to get the table 10 out. Hold on. No, isn't it sitting out there?
No,
No.
is it that folded up paper there by the?
Here it is.
This could be a fun card.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you steal the bride.
This is actually a good hand.
I'm just
Ben.
Alright.
All right. We're looking.
That's a solid hand.
I'm really hoping we
Set
get to the
this
wedding
right
'cause
here.
I was thinking about doing exactly what you said.
Oof,
All
that's
right.
a little bit rough.
Yeah.
What's that? For those of us who don't know,
So-
It says screw you and then screw you again.
Yeah, eternal
Welcome.
corruption. When noted, roll willpower or spirit or lose 1 charisma.
ow.
Welcome to Orrorsh.
Yep. So sanity, essentially. And then, no,
No,
not sanity.
not sanity.
All right.
Exactly what it says. Corruption.
And then perseverance. A standard soak doesn't stop wounds. You have to get basically 1 better.
Okay. Ow. This just became a very, very good hand.
It's okay. Test soak or favorite for me.
All right. Heroes go first, villains go second. Approved actions are attack and maneuver. I have the card up on the
I see it.
So did my weapon materialize the minute this happened or something?
yes. As you make the decision and you're striding forward to get out of the bus, the rest of you notice immediately that Divya is changing. Her clothes change to that of an older style, think old Victorian. However, rather than wearing a dress, she's wearing like an old Victorian gentleman suit with a heavy duster over top of it, and she's got this big, wide-brimmed hat. Not quite it. Trying to think of the best hat to describe it. It's not a Stetson, but it's the round version. It's got the wide brim.
Kind of like a Doc Holliday hat.
Like
Yeah,
a
that
bowler
would be-
hat?
Kind of like the Doc
I can't
Holliday
remember what
style
those
hat.
hats are called.
I don't know, but it's like basically it's like it's a take a stovetop hat, squish it down, and extend the brim out. Pretty much is what it.
Pretty much.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll go first. I would like to.
Actually, all of that was on the surprise round, so you do now have your action.
Right. I'll go first. I will move so that I can keep people within my concentration range.
Okay.
Movement of 7, so following to get off the
It's
bus.
going to be up this way. Oh, I need to move the bus down to the terrain layer. Hold on.
Okay. Well, then I will run it to move 14 to move forward.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Why are we getting off the wrong side of the bus?
Maintaining the thing and then casting
Be right
Bless for strength. So I'll have a -4 on that
Okay.
to get the person who just suddenly comes up with a weapon the strength to smite these enemies. Let's see. 17 gives me a +4. Faith is 13. Standard DN is 10. All right. So everyone has that was a good or not a good success, just a normal success. So everyone gets for the next 3 rounds a +1 to their strength.
All right.
And I will drop the supporter in my pool.
Okay. Who wishes to go next?
Because I am running a
I'll go
buff
next.
character.
All right.
Yeah, you've got a gun.
Go to your view. All right.
So I'm gonna walk around the bus.
What's your speed?
The movement is 10.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making a beeline to where you can see them.
Yep.
6, 7, 8, 9. You could move up to there easily. And what you gonna do?
Aiming at the one in the back, firing a holy water round.
Okay.
Oh, he had a gun? Scratch that. Everyone's
Her
decks went up
cell
by
phone
1.
became a gun.
I thought it was a melee weapon. I misheard. So it's +1 to dex, which means you got a +1 to hit on this thing as well.
Okay, and the holy water round is +2 to against unholy evil creatures. So I don't know if these count or not, but we'll find out.
Right.
Okay, so fire combat 18, 19. If I get the +2, it'd be 20.
Okay. And for these guys, your target number is their dodge, which is 8. And you had a 20, you said?
Yeah.
So you get 2 bonus dice. They are undead.
Plus, I get a bonus die for aiming. What's the normal damage of this thing anyway?
I believe it's 15. Let me
Yeah,
double check.
15 damage. Well, like the explosives are 15. Slayer gun damage is 14. Okay. So 14 base. Plus whatever I roll here, which isn't that good. 14. 20.
20 versus its toughness of 8 as a result of 12, which is going to be 2 wounds and 4 shock. And as that gun goes off, it sounds like a cannon reverberating through the jungle. And that one just immediately drops to the ground and stops moving.
I think
Who
I
be
found my
next?
calling. Ooh, I get a card.
You get one in your
Yep.
fold, then
And you get to draw one because attack is an approved action.
Okay.
So you two are left.
Nice.
Yeah, you want to go or should I?
I'm currently looking for a weapon, so
Okay. Well, I guess in my driver's side door, I'll see if I can pull out the crowbar.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough to pull out a crowbar.
All right.
Actually, it's the tire iron.
Okay. All right, and then I'll try and go over and smack the other one. I've got a speed of 10.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, take a swing at this guy.
You don't forget you have a +1 to hit because of the dex bump.
Oh, yes, that's true. Thank you. So
And that's against its unarmed combat of 10.
Okay, so I've got a 13 base. 11 on the die is +0, so that's 3 result points.
All right. So that is just a straight up hit. The damage is strength +1 for that makeshift club.
Okay, which would be a total of 9.
9 versus its toughness of 8. You knock some of the plant matter away, but don't seem to do much else.
Okay.
And go ahead and make a fine total check.
find is.
But I succeeded on an
9.
approved action.
And you
Attack
don't
is an action.
find anything this round.
Yeah, so you put one in your pool when you succeed on type action, so you draw one.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Then it goes to the villain's turn, and this thing just turns. And as it looks at you, Sujit, you need to make a willpower or spirit test.
Let's see. I don't have the willpower skill, so spirit it is.
Yep.
Ooh, that's not a good roll. Yeah, that's a total of 4.
You might want a possibility of that.
Okay, do I know what happens if I fail?
You become.
Test willpower or become very stymied. Okay, so I take a penalty to my rolls.
Mhm.
What did you get?
I got a total of 4 on the die.
What does he need?
A 10. So,
Total of 10 on his spirit.
okay, so yeah, I guess if I spend a possibility, I'm pretty much guaranteed to pass. So 5 plus 10 because it's a possibility. So 15 on the die brings it to +2 to 10 exactly.
All right.
Yeah, this is when you don't want to mess around with failures.
Yeah,
And it
that's why I was ready.
lashes out at you with its claws.
All right.
Ooh, 10.
Does this count as supernaturally evil?
Indeed, it does.
All right, so you got a +2 to your defenses,
Okay.
all of them.
9. What is your melee weapons?
Well, with the let's see here, with the bonus from the protection, it's 14.
All right. It still manages to get a good success. And you are going to take 11 points to your versus your toughness of
8.
8. So that's 3 result points. You take 2 shock.
All right.
Pizza in order now.
Oh,
Could have been
hi,
worse.
Becca.
All right.
She also said hi as she waves, trying to figure out something real quick.
All right. That takes us into round 2. Let me grab the card, throw it on the screen. Card number 10. All right. I'm not through yet. Villains go first. Heroes have an inspiration. Everybody, if you've taken shock, reduce it by 2.
Nice.
And any action is approved. So, on its turn, it tries to claw you again. And completely misses.
Good.
So it becomes stymied.
Stymied 1, yep.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll see if I can return the favor then. Oh, natural 1.
Oh,
Stupid die.
Oh, as you try and swing at it, it manages to bring its arm up just in time, knocking your tire iron clean out of your hand. And because you also missed, you are now vulnerable.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep looking for some sort of implement to strike with weapon.
Just follow the flying tire iron.
Yeah. 5, so my fine total is going to be 14.
All right, you manage to, as you're moving around and everything, you do manage to find like a screwdriver up underneath his seat, and it'll do strength +1.
All right, I will. Let's focus on. Let me step forward 1 so that he's within the burst when I do it. Concentrating on the ward enemy still, so bless at a -2. 16 on the die makes it a 14. So for the next 3 rounds, everyone has a +1 to strength.
All right, and that leaves Divya.
Bang.
Bang.
She's going to aim and shoot.
Aim and shoot, multi-action.
Okay, that'd be 14 plus my 2, 16 plus the 1, 17.
That is a hit. 1 bonus die from the hit, so you'll have 2 bonus dice total.
18.
That is 10 result points, which is going to be 2 wounds and 4 shock, and you put the other one down hard.
Okay. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're out of combat now, so we move back to a
And that ends the combat rounds.
All right, Mike, you picked up a second chance as well, so which one do you want to get rid of?
Okay, so now we just discard down to 5 cards
4.
4 cards.
plus Cosms.
4 plus cosms. Yeah, cosms don't count.
Okay.
I got 2 of these, so ditch one of these. Considering
I-
I've got a drama and a hero in here.
Either of those things happen to have any weaponry of any kind?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then snatch up the little girl and get back on the bus.
Trade this, right?
The little boy?
Before I toss it.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
boy. Child. Get the child.
Does anybody else say? I was like, I was gonna say I really don't think I'll toss this one. Where's discard here?
All
I
right.
figured that's what we
so
wanna hold on
You're
to.
snatching up the child,
All right. Let's see.
and what are the rest of you doing as...
I'm keeping an eye out to see if there's anything else, any of those things around.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
I want to go check out the office. Mike, you want to toss your reconnect because you picked up a second chance?
All right.
Yeah, I don't need reconnect.
Yeah, I guess. Well, if you guys are taking a look around, I'll try fueling up the bus.
Okay.
I get the bus.
So you're going to
fuel.
fill the bus up. I need both of you guys to make find tests.
Who?
If you guys, the two who, or sorry, you're looking around.
Yeah, I'm looking.
All right,
in
you're
the
keeping guard,
office
you're looking
area.
around.
I'm
So go
keeping. I'm
ahead.
kind of keeping. I'm kind of where I'm at, keeping an eye on the people in the garage and him filling the bus to make sure nothing kind of comes at him.
And you said I got a second chance for pitching that one?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Total 11 on find, searching around the office.
All right. That is a good success. You find it's I'm trying to remember the name of the tool. It's really heavy, so if you miss with it, it's going to make you vulnerable. It's like a asphalt tamper. One side it has a sharper edge for
Okay.
breaking concrete and asphalt, and the other side it's got a flat edge.
Oh, the flat tamper.
Yeah. And it's about 2 meters long, which would give you a reach.
Okay.
But if you miss, you're going to be vulnerable.
Never miss.
That's the attitude.
All right. So you take the boy into the bus.
Does he look normal?
Yep, he looks like a normal kid, and you can tell that he is sobbing, he is terrified, he looks exhausted.
Is there any like food machines or anything like that in here?
I mean,
Vending machines.
I'm just saying, grab the kids some food or something before we get out. So if you don't have anything, you might be hungry or something. Just some nourishment for them to give them on the road, calm them down, chocolate or
I
something.
mean, there's a nice little vending machine on the ground there.
What's
Okay,
the
well.
Is it +2, +3? Strength +2, strength +3?
Strength +2.
We'll if it's on the ground, if it's not already open, we'll open
It's
it.
shattered.
I said we'll acquire some food
glass is
for him,
shattered.
chocolate, something to help calm his nerves. Maybe you'd take it with us, get him to trust us. We may he'll tell us what's going on, and then head back to the bus with the treats.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
so
Kids like candy, right?
while the rest of you are doing your thing, and you've got the boy on the bus, like I said, he's sobbing, and you can tell that he's exhausted. What do you wish to do?
It's been fighting
I'm
for
going
a couple
to
days.
try to persuade him to tell me what happened.
All right,
Let's
go
get
ahead
on
and
the
make
road.
a persuasion test. Standard persuasion.
10
We get moving
plus
again.
12 is 22.
You guys are
Okay.
searching and everything.
So that is a 17 on the persuasion to calm him down and get him to talk.
All right, so it takes you a few moments, and then he says, I'm sorry. We were attacked last night. Those creatures," and he points back at the two dead creatures. They broke into our house, and Mama and Papa, they screamed for me to run. I saw them get killed, and I just ran, and then I wound up here. And I tried to hide, but when I was hiding outside, I saw another person wearing a mask, and he was speaking in English and called the creatures Gospog. He ordered some of them to take my parents' bodies to the north, and then
We better get to the wedding.
Yeah.
I'll lean out and go, it's time to go. There are more of these things around.
Yeah, let's get to
Get to the bus and hit the road, Jack.
Yeah.
Rajan's wedding.
all right.
Yeah, Rajan might need help running away.
Might have what?
There
Might need
goes
help running
a
away.
time token. And you guys continue on the trip
I'm gonna play
to the village. Let me bring this back up. Zoom out. All right. As you're driving along, you come across another issue. Part of the road runs alongside a now swollen and raging river, and one section of it has fallen away, and what's left is barely wide enough for the bus, and the weight of the vehicle could cause it to crumble further once you start across. If you wish to go ahead and try and cross, it's going to be a dramatic skill resolution.
Okay, no way around this.
Nope, this is the only road there.
You got this.
All right.
Yeah, you can bus.
You're the
All right,
You're the awesome
so
bus
you're going to
driver.
attempt to get you guys across.
What does he need to?
So
Dramatic
it's
skill
dramatic skill
resolution
resolution,
is-
which I don't think you've done this yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Since he's the driver, he's the one who's going to have to make the land vehicles test. It's going to be 4 land vehicles tests. Steps A and D are difficulty 10. Steps B and C are both difficulty 12.
Okay.
Now, it's your guys' choice whether or not you wish to stay on the bus, because you guys could all dismount and easily hug the side farthest from the river and walk across, thus only leaving the bus driver
Yeah.
in danger. So,
Would I be able to assist him from the outside, like point it out and
not really.
not really, not even with lane vehicles?
I'm gonna stay on.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. You can attempt to assist.
I'm gonna
You're gonna
stay
stay
on
on?
so I can keep him blessed. What is the skill that's driving?
Dex.
Land vehicles is dex based.
Oh, is it
Dex?
dex-based? I thought it was mine.
All right.
It used to be
Okay.
perception-based in
How
original.
old's the
Torg.
kid?
He's about 10.
I'll stand with him on the side. I'll walk him across after the behind the bus.
All
I'm
right.
best
I'm gonna spend a possibility
bus,
to
I'd
ensure
say.
that I
Yeah,
get
go
this
in
up
front of
to
the
an
bus.
outstanding result.
With-
And it
all right.
is
What
you
one
have a
hand
plus
holding
2
his?
to
One
your
hand.
dex checks for the next minute.
holding my gun.
Okay. So
All right, as we go into the first round, and that'll be your action for the first round, Mike.
Yep. Yep. I wanted to go first anyway so I could get the buff going.
All right.
Oh, up condition. Never mind. I wouldn't have had to spend that possibility.
So, you guys are working on step A,
all right.
and as you can see, heroes go first with the up, villains go second, but there are no villains in this because it's just dramatic skill resolution, straight up.
Okay.
A and D are the available steps, which means you can complete A.
All right.
You
I'm
are
also
gonna
putting
have-
supporter in my pool.
A total of 5 rounds
Oh boy.
to complete this.
Okay.
So as you started out, let your assistant go first,
So I'll be outside kind of guiding you where, like, watch this area, all that stuff.
and you're going against the same difficulty numbers.
Alrighty.
10 for this one.
I say the chips interfered with that roll.
Nope. It wasn't cocked. I was no help at all on that one.
Okay. And what's your land vehicles total?
Total will be 11.
11, just enough to make it to step B.
Even with that plus 2. Wow.
Yeah, I rolled a 5 on the die.
Well, then
All right.
that plus 2 is a good thing.
Yeah.
4 rounds to go. Card number 8.
B and D, dang. I wanted B and C.
All right.
Nice.
It's going to get tough.
So I'm gonna be taking
B and D are the actions you can do. You're sustaining.
I'm going to sustain and then as first action and then drop second chance into my pool.
Okay.
Alright, so supporter and second chances in your pool.
All right. And you're going to try and aid them?
Yep.
Difficulty number 12.
I thought B was still 10.
No, B is 12. B and C are 12. A and D.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. So I make the test now?
Yep.
Okay, that's a better roll. So total of 16.
All right. So you start out, and he's not a whole lot of help as you get through that first little bit, and you're now in the part where half of your right hand side, the wheels, half of them are hanging out over the water. So you're just kind of edging it along, and you've managed to advance yourself to step C. Then we'll go into round 3.
All right.
Now, is step C available?
This is card number 3, and
Nope.
What are
unfortunately,
you looking for?
that is not.
Things on the side.
Oh,
We want step C. That's the one we're on.
oh, if it's not there, you can't do it.
Nope.
Ruh-roh, Rourge.
All right, so as you're sitting there, you start to feel the bus slide, and you're spending this whole time just kind of steering it back on and doing your best to try and keep it in
What if
one
it's
spot.
like C and D?
Does nobody have seize the initiative?
Nope.
Nope.
Son of a bitch.
We go to 2 rounds left.
I have a master plan for when we get it, but
This is why dramatic skill resolutions are bad. The cards can just screw you over.
Uh-huh.
but they're still fun.
Oh.
And on top of that, you are confused, which isn't going to affect this. However, you are really, really fighting that.
Okay.
So as we go into one round remaining to do this, you have the option now. You can. Let me double check it, because I believe you can attempt to make one big.
Play for the
Roll.
critical moment.
You can make a last-ditch effort. You have to try and make it through all of the remaining actions in one round. Even if they don't appear on the card, it's treated as multi-action with a -2 for each additional one that you're having to do. So it'll be a total of -4.
Okay.
However, if you fail, it's treated as a critical problem.
Okay, and do I get to see the card first?
Sure. All right, it is card number 20.
Just in case it has some
You're
dark
not.
stuff on it.
You're not going to like it.
I don't know the setback.
No setback.
We can
But-
do D, though.
D is on there. So if you want to make it, if you want to try and make it, you can go for broke and try a last ditch effort,
Okay.
or
You got this.
you could just jump clear.
Let's go for last ditch effort.
All right.
You gonna help?
So one roll.
And I can't assist him on it.
No, because in this instance, he's the one who's
He's gotta do it by
last
himself.
ditch.
Okay, so it's at a -4 and difficulty is 12. So
Yep.
it's effectively difficulty 16. All right. 14 on the die gives me +1. So I make it on the nose.
On the nose. So you gun the engine, and the back end is sliding out. And as that right rear wheel starts to drop in the water, you just gun the engine more and blast right out of there.
I'll be right back.
Alright,
I'm going to
Boy
call.
can drive.
Yeah.
He wasn't kidding. Back on the
Move
bus.
these guys. And
It's harder when there's a
Sadly-
tiger chasing you.
I have my supporter and my physical stack boost cards in play to trade, just in case we needed to make it over that hump.
Yeah,
Oh, I
thanks,
had-
Mike, for the boost. That was.
oh, he's AFK.
Since we were in combat, I couldn't have used any of those, could I? Since it was technically a combat situation, right? I mean, actually,
could.
those can be
I know,
played
'cause
as
that'll mess up the
possibilities, so they can be.
camera.
Could use
All
those
right.
if we needed.
So that will eat up another time token. You've got 4 left. You guys finally make it to the village after another couple of hours. Let me bring up the village.
I was just like, am I Shyamalan's the village?
Never
Maybe,
seen that.
maybe not. Mike is still AFK. Sorry, this is a sizable map, so it's going to take a moment to load. What? As some of my assets resized of their own accord.
2 haircuts and I'm still not happy.
And others changed layers.
Wait, you got your haircut or someone else?
I got my haircut again, and it's still not laying right. I figure it's going to take up to 3 cuts before it actually gets back to decent.
Okay.
After 3 cuts, if it's not doing any good, I'm going to James route.
This is my preferred haircut.
I swore I'd never have my hair short that short again after I got out of basic, but
All right. So as you guys pull into the village, I'm going to turn on everybody's vision. As soon as it catches up.
Did I miss anything exciting?
Wow.
Just James
Walls that
loading a
shouldn't
map.
be see-through. There we go. And
Yeah, today's
the
a
windows.
cluster because we were coordinating my kids' drop off, Becca's son's drop off, and just it's chaos and anarchy here.
All right. So as you guys come rolling up, the first thing you notice is you don't see anybody walking around outside. Vehicles are still here. There's none of the usual like small animals, dogs, cats, chickens, all of which would be here. Pardon me. You guys do know that the largest house, which is this one here that you can kind of see into because of the windows, that's Rajan's house. The rest of them belong to the other villagers. However, at first glance, you guys just don't see anybody else around. It's extremely quiet here. And I'm going to zoom in on you guys.
You go up and knock
Come
on
on.
the door.
Doo-doo-doo.
And I guess where did Rajan tell us, or Rajan, were saying to tell us to meet him?
Here in the village at his home.
Okay.
Yep, just go knock on the door.
Yeah, I guess while you guys are knocking on the door, I'll just take a look around generally.
Just kind of looking around the
Yeah,
village.
with the fine skill. Nope, I see nothing.
I see nothing.
Yeah, I see the ground.
So this is going to lag a little bit because there's lots and lots of light blocking in it. At least until I zoom in closer. All right, so with that fine total, it's pretty obvious as you're poking in windows and looking in, you don't see anybody anywhere. So, and you're gonna spend some time doing that, and I'll have you make a different roll here shortly. All right. So Rajan's house here, it's the largest house. It's 2 stories tall, and it's very sturdily built and brightly painted. And it's also decorated for the upcoming ceremony. And who's actually from the village again? I know Divya's not.
It doesn't say on mine.
Yeah, it doesn't say I'm from here,
Okay.
but I'm Rajan's best friend and best man.
Right? That doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
mean.
How am I not from the village if I'm best friends with his sister?
Yep, she was supposed to be coming down on a different transport. She actually was supposed to come down with Rajan, since nobody's playing her. Same with the other person. All right. And as you guys get up to his house, make an evidence analysis total.
What?
Evidence analysis or mind.
I will default to mind. And I don't see shit as I
Nope.
rolled a 1.
10.
6.
Shilpa?
Cheyenne.
Shyam, the first thing you notice is that the door looks like it's been busted in. It's closed now, but it definitely looks damaged, like somebody busted it open.
I'm just gonna reach out and like, does it feel like it's latched again, or is the latch broken?
It feels like the latch is broken.
I'm just gonna slowly and quietly push it open.
Okay. As you do,
I'm gonna pull my gun as he pushes the door open like that.
hide the door, and you step in. You've drawn your weapon. You see that. I mean, for the most part, the house looks like it's been ransacked. And as you can see, I'll zoom in on the house.
Nice, beautiful chandelier.
Yep, chandelier hanging up above as you guys step in. Looks like the meal from last night is still sitting on the table. And you also notice kind of stretched out here, right up next to the couch, lying on the ground, is what appears to be an Englishman. However, he's dressed in old style clothes.
Kind of like what I'm wearing, or older.
Kind of like what you're wearing, yeah. And his clothes are in tatters, like he was attacked by something. He's currently unconscious, and it looks like he's suffering from several small wounds.
I'm gonna touch the food on the table to see if it is actually cold or not, or more recent.
It is
meal.
cold.
I will go over and try to tend to the gentleman.
And I'm gonna stay back and aim at the gentleman in case he needs attended to.
What about you, Mike?
I'm Yeah, I'm gonna go up and check on the gentleman.
Okay.
Just make sure you leave enough space for me to get a shot off.
All right. So as you guys are looking him over, and he's Caucasian, brown hair, very elaborate mustache and beard.
So like the bounty hunter from Jumanji.
Yeah, that kind of mustache and beard.
The original, I take it.
Now that you're closer, he is bare chested, and what appeared to be a shirt is actually bandages wrapped around, makeshift bandages wrapped around his chest.
Let me.
And he's barefoot, and it looks like he's definitely still alive. You could attempt a first aid test if you'd like.
I don't have first aid.
Is there a glass of water or anything on the table? Any kind of liquid?
Mm-hmm.
They can kind of splash on his face.
He looks like he's going to need treatment before he comes back around.
Alrighty.
You can default first aid to mind.
If I remove any shock, would that wake him up?
What's that?
If I remove shock, will that wake him up?
Yeah, magical healing would work.
Well, I've got soothe that just removes shock. It doesn't cure wounds. So I will pray to the god of healing. That was a 20. That's a second 20. 42. Yeah, that's going to be an outstanding success. 4 shock recovered.
Okay. He starts to come to, and as he does, he looks confused. And he's like, where am I?
You're in Ranjit's house. Who are you?
I'm Edward. Edward Gant. What time is it?
Early.
I don't think I have a watch
Early
on
evening.
there.
Look at
What
the
time of
sky.
day is it?
Probably early
Looks like you got a
evening.
couple of hours or so until sunset.
About 2 hours before sunset.
Ah. Good. When did you folks arrive here in this village?
About 10 minutes ago.
Well, you should know. It's dangerous here. There were swarms of vicious bats and decaying corpses that are called gospog.
Yeah, we ran into a couple of those at a gas station a ways back. They
They-
won't be bothering anybody anymore.
Well, they're led by a creature called the Tiller, or a man called the Tiller. I'm not sure if he's truly man or monster.
Masked.
Yes,
A young boy saw him as well.
he killed everyone and then took their bodies down to the rice fields to the east. As you guys are looking him over, make evidence analysis tests or mind.
Okay.
You roll again on a 10, right?
Yes. 18.
7.
17.
Both Divya and
Mike,
Vicus are certain that this guy isn't from around here. You're not even sure if he's from Earth. Just something feels off about him, almost otherworldly.
not from around here, are you?
No, I'm from Victoria.
Where is that?
Oh, the world of Gaia.
Where?
Well,
And if I have to say
My
where
world-
one more time, it's not going to be good.
my world was invaded hundreds of years ago by a figure known as the Gaunt Man. And he's turned my world into a realm of nightmares and endless horror and corruption that's now known as Orrorsh. Basically, he ripped open a portal and created a bridge from my world to yours. And he doesn't really have armies. His nightmares, I guess you could call them. Creatures like the Tiller came from Gaia as well, and they brought the Gospog with them. They're undead constructs. And I think that's why he attacked the village, was to get more bodies to make more of them.
Should we be looking for Orson Welles?
Now, the altar outside, he points towards the south, and as you guys look in that direction, you got the Buddhist altar there, but down here, and he moves up to the window and points to it. That's called a stela. That one's just a backup one, but those demark the edges of the invasion zones. But if it's attacked, it still may draw the wrath of the Gaunt Man. He knows automatically when his Stellae are attacked. And they usually have guardians, so I wouldn't go near it. Now, the Tiller and his gospel probably already know you're here. They can sense the living. And I don't think we can get far enough away if we run. I recommend fortifying the house and at least trying to survive the night and then making a run for it tomorrow.
Well, I'm not theirs.
I'm gonna keep looking. Look at him. Look at the sky. Why are you so worried about nightfall?
That's when they'll attack.
So we have about 2 hours to prepare ourselves then. I'll look over at what's her name?
Did we
Divya.
lose Mike?
Divya.
He said he'd be back.
I think we lost Mike.
Divya, I think Divya, Divya.
I didn't hear him say he'd be back.
I thought he.
I was wondering why I didn't hear him talking. Let's see if.
Well, I'm gonna replenish my rounds.
Okay.
And,
Oh yeah, you're back.
Oh, there you are.
and just since I don't think we're gonna run into cross any others.
There we go. What
I'm gonna
happened?
use this on him.
You froze.
I
It
need the chips.
went down and said reconnecting, but
Oh.
nothing. None of my internet screwed up over here.
That's weird.
What did I miss?
It's a
How long
monster.
has it been down on your end?
Dude we were noticing something.
Did you hear all this, or was he pointing out the Stella to you?
Yes.
Okay. After that, he does warn you that there are guardians about the Stella, and that the Gauntman will know immediately if you guys attack it or do anything to it. The Tiller and his Gospog likely sense that you folks are here and are awaiting nightfall to attack. He recommends fortifying one of the houses until sunrise.
Okay, so let's fortify the house. Which one's looks to be the most fortifiable?
The one with the second floor that we're in.
Oh, hey, look at that.
So, got a bunch of vehicles around,
Mm-hmm.
bikes, stuff like that.
Put the car in front of the door.
I was thinking about
And if you guys want to attempt to barricade the house, it's going to be a fine test to find stuff that'll work. Because the houses here are all up on stilts.
Yep.
So moving cars into place really isn't going to do anything other than help things get up to the windows.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Push the vehicles away.
You could find materials to like block the windows and doors, which would give you concealment and cover. And that would be a fine test followed by strength tests to build up the defenses.
Did we figure out why this guy was left alive?
No one's asked him that yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that far yet.
He was just telling us about all this other stuff.
I guess I'm not in there to ask.
So, how did you survive the night?
I'm
I don't remember.
gonna yell at you and say you probably need to get in here so we can barricade the house.
Okay. Okay, so you can bring me up to speed on what's going on then.
Yeah.
So you have an explosive round?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Let's see, I guess what kind of test would it be to see if he's being honest
and
with
just
us?
because I think we're gonna need
Evidence analysis.
Which
I'm gonna
defaults
play
to
this on
mine.
it on the,
Nope, no clue.
I think
I'm getting started trying to find stuff because this is legit real.
And you guys notice that he has definitely got an eye for Divya. He just keeps
I
kinda
have a
glancing at her
15 on my
across the
fine
room.
check.
What's that?
15 on the fine check.
To find some stuff to start barricading?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm going to go outside and start pushing vehicles away.
Let's go push one of the cars right next to the.
I was thinking one better if we had any kind of tubing, just siphon it out in front of the entry ramp.
I was about putting the car right in front of the shrine and blowing the car up there, too. But yeah, that'll work. Or one of the motorbikes.
Yeah.
As you're thinking about the idea of trying to blow the Stella up with the car, something just makes you feel like that wouldn't work. There's another way you would have to destroy it.
I got holy rounds. Maybe put a few of those into it.
No, you don't think it's anything physical.
But is there any garden hoses or anything like that I can siphon the gas out with?
Yeah. You gonna make some bombs or?
No, we're just going to siphon the wet gas out onto the ground, kind of circling the building a little bit.
Okay.
At least some kind of fire barricade, since they
it'll
are plant matter.
Yeah, it'll likely evaporate by the time they get here, but or soak into the ground.
He's not wrong.
We'll put
Gas evaporates very quickly.
We'll put it in some containers then,
Okay.
so he can shoot it with explosive rounds.
I'm going to.
Yeah, regular rounds won't work.
I guess I'll check the other building and see if I can find anything interesting or that we could use or that could be used against us.
Okay.
So find, lay, find. Okay. You stupid dice. Why are you so stupid? I will play second chance. No.
All right. Rotated the map.
It just does not want me to find anything.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start looking for stuff as well to barricade with.
Okay.
And maybe if I could find myself some sort of weapon
Yeah, I
would be
don't
also
find anything
helpful.
I'm too distracted by that guy making googly eyes at me.
He is a handsome man.
No, that's bottles of wine. Or
Yeah.
Or liquor or
You could
something.
make several petrol bombs.
Sweet.
Any detergent in the house, mix together, make a little bit of napalm, a little bit stickier.
It doesn't actually change the damage on it, but
Oh well, never mind then.
Um,
Assume it's stick and burn.
let's see.
It's the
Petrol
movies, come on.
bombs do gear explosives.
And it's a missile weapon, right? Just
It is a
thrown.
missile weapon. All right. Hold on. I know where it's at.
Can I make the rounds I've fought? Remake the rounds I've already fired.
Mm-hmm.
That's
All right.
cool.
So
Yeah, I'm loading up with.
the petrol round will have a damage value of 12, and it's a small burst.
So that's a total of 9 tiles.
Yeah. Let me grab this
Ouch.
small burst.
Or well, I guess it's 7. Excess.
Do I happen to find any melee weapon of any kind?
That's a small burst. Yes.
That's what my shells do.
You do indeed find a melee weapon.
How many petrol bombs total did we get?
Roll a bonus die.
Get a 6.
4.
You got 4. You were able to find missile. There are machetes around, and
That'll work.
all right, and daggers, effectively small knives.
I'll take a
But-
machete.
Machete is strength +2, tech 22, and if you're using it for survival, it makes the survival test favored.
Okay,
Nice.
Mind if I take one of them?
Yeah, you can grab one.
Okay.
All right. What was your fine total, Nick?
Oh, you asked me to make my total?
Oh no, you weren't making fun. What was
No.
your fine total?
I wasn't anywhere close.
Okay.
It
What
wasn't-
about you?
My fine total was total crap.
Total crap. Okay.
You might want to look for fine total because we ain't barricaded the doors yet.
Well,
We
Well,
couldn't
even
find-
on a failure, you guys did find enough material.
we couldn't even. We can't. We barely
Yeah,
found
the
table.
material's easy to find. It was other stuff that to see if
extra
you found
things.
it. All right. So to build the barricades, everybody who's going to do it needs to make a target number 8 strength test.
Okay. Mike, can you bless our strength?
Yep, I will bless strength first.
All right, that's
Everyone gets a +1.
All right, so strength becomes 9 plus 4, 13 in total then.
13.
Total.
And mine also is a 13.
All right. What did you get, Nick?
Total of 11.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I need some numbers. So I will bring up Soylent Brad's letters and numbers.
Obviously, we're leaving the windows open on the second story.
Okay, just have an escape route.
Shoot down on them or
Shoot
throw
down,
things
throw
down on
petrol
them.
bombs.
All right.
I'd have
So
one ready for the stairs right away. Start those stairs.
that
going
one,
in.
that one,
Bottom of the stairs, not the top.
that one,
The outside stairs. If there's, I'm assuming since these houses are in stilts, there's stairs coming up.
that one, and the door all have 3 wounds each. This one ends up with 2. Now, he did tell you that there are bats that will be attacking. So, are you sure you want to leave the upper windows completely open?
Maybe give them like some bars or shutters or
Something. I mean, we can leave the one facing the stairway ramp.
Right,
If
let
there's
me
one there.
take one of you upstairs. So, you've got several bedrooms. One here with windows looking out.
Barricade that one out.
Here. That way it all fits on better.
Which way is the shrine?
The Stella or the Buddhist shrine?
Stella.
The Stella is down this way.
I would say on the upper floor, barricade on that one. How many do you have windows are facing north?
Just the only north-facing window on this level is this one here, and it faces right into the jungle.
Let me finish that. North facing like the top of this
To the
TV
west.
being north.
To the west.
To the west. Then,
So
yeah,
you
there's
got 1, 2, 3.
that one room. Maybe barricade the window and barricade the room itself. So if they get through the window, they're stuck in the.
They
room.
don't actually have doors to their bedrooms.
That's what I said. Barricade. So I mean,
Because here's the master bedroom, here's a smaller bedroom, and here's a smaller bedroom.
But we could make doors with the beds.
Mm-hmm.
like I said, barricade the window, barricade the room in the way into the room, and from the room out of the room into the main area of the upper floor as well. So there'd be 2 things they have to get through to get into us.
Yeah.
And leave just maybe one west facing window open so we can shoot out of it or whatever. Maybe leave the middle one open, block the other 2. I don't know, or block the 2 and keep the one by the master bedroom open.
All right. So are you guys going to barricade the big window in the master bedroom?
What would our line of sight be from the west window in the master bedroom?
East window.
Well, the west window to see down the side. I mean, would we if we're like out that window, we'd be able to see stuff all the way down the house to shoot it or attack it, or are we blind inside so we can't see anything?
Yeah.
I would advise just maybe making bars or shutters for the windows rather than fully boarding them up, just so that we can have a good line of sight around the house.
I would assume there's something over the windows already, but we're plain open. No shutters, nothing.
I mean,
Hmm.
they're in the middle of the jungle, so even in monsoon season, not a lot of wind.
I wouldn't be worried about
Gets down
wind. I'd be
to
worried
them.
about critters.
Okay, I guess, is there glass in the windows, or was there at one point?
There is glass in the windows.
Okay.
You know, there's that, but
I'd say probably double barricade up the back of the house.
Okay, so that would be this window, this window. Are you guys barricading the big front window here? This one here?
Oh, that's a big window over there.
That's a big window.
flip the bed up over.
That bed laid sideways would probably cover that whole thing, right?
Yeah, probably should do that one.
Okay. All right. So are you going to leave this window unbarricaded?
I think we should have line of sight out of at
Because
least each side of the house.
Edward already told you that going outside probably is not going to be a good idea.
As well as there's only one person who has to worry about range line of sight in this entire group.
Your call. Wherever there's line of sight, that's where I'll be standing there.
Or we're going to do the two sides and leave the big window open.
An awful lot of bats get through there.
Yeah, I'd say.
We don't know if these creatures can climb or not.
The Gospog? They're humanoid.
We don't. Yeah, but we don't know if they have. I mean, they're also viney, so we don't know if they can climb or not. We're dealing with some weird stuff here. So, for all I know,
I'm also
this is a
going to build up the fire in the
Okay.
fireplace so things can't fly down it easily.
Okay.
They'd be Groot-esque and be like, and all of a sudden they're like 10 feet tall. So,
All right. So are you guys going to do these two windows or no?
Oh, I guess these stairs up to the house, can they be taken down?
Not easily.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd be better off greasing them up for cow chops or something. Broken glass.
Oh, that's an
you
idea.
got some
Break the
cars,
window.
motor oil.
Yeah. And we have a bunch of wine bottles. We need to shatter glass on the stairway.
Pour motor oil over the top of it from the cars. Make it slippery and sharp.
It's not a bad idea. Let's see. Now, you were talking about a Buddhist shrine being in town earlier, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Come on.
Should be right there.
I'll move him down so you can see it a little better.
And that's blood next to it, which I would assume is not standard Buddhist worship.
No.
Okay, so Mike, you might want to try undoing whatever they've done to.
It just looks like somebody was killed there.
Maybe someone
They didn't trying to face it or anything.
trying to pray or something.
Somebody was caught in the middle of their prayers.
Okay. Okay, so it's not specifically desecrated to create an evil magical effect.
Does not appear to be.
Okay.
Famous last words from a DM. It does not appear to be.
Yeah, or you don't believe. Yeah, I was kind of thinking we leave the window line of sight of the shrine open, like the Buddhist shrine.
Okay.
That way, worst case scenario, the priest can try to channel through it.
All right. So is that where the priest is going to stand then? The window where he can see the shrine?
The priest is going to stand in the middle of everyone so that he can make sure they're all warded and buff out as need be.
Well, we're all going to be on the second floor. Are we going to be all on the second floor? Because we could always take the couch and lay it on the stairs going up to slow them down coming up the stairs.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
That would slow their.
So we're gonna trap ourselves as well.
Well, we just got to survive till morning.
Yeah. So we think. We don't know for sure, but
Yeah, broken bottles, all that stuff on the stairway outside.
we have more broken bottles on the
That
stairs inside
chandelier, I
too.
guess. What would it take to cause it to come crashing down?
It's an electric chandelier, so it's pretty much rooted right into the ceiling.
Okay.
And you could get it to come crashing down, but it's going to take a little bit of work.
Even with the flat tamper from above, with the spike
Mhm.
in.
It'd take you a few rounds of banging on the floor. This is the rich family's house.
Yeah, this is the nice house.
Okay. I'm just thinking, like, can I get it started so that maybe with one round of flat tamper, we can drop
you
it on
could.
some people if we need to. Yeah, I think I'll get it started then.
You'll rig
Okay.
it as a booby trap.
Mm-hmm.
Then you guys want to move up to the second story?
I'm going with the group.
I think it's the consensus. Block the stairs.
Yeah, pull the couch on the stairs as we're going up.
Yep.
Oops. All right.
I guess this older British gentleman, is he in any way good at fighting or helping us barricade?
Yeah, he's more than happy to help you guys out.
Okay. Is he armed?
He is not armed. His clothing consists of a tattered pair of pants and
There's
bandages
absolutely
around his
no other
chest.
firearms in this village.
Nope.
All right.
I'll give him one of the petrol bombs and the screwdriver.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't we have enough machetes for him?
Yeah, there's enough machetes that he could have.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll keep my screwdriver then.
All right. So as you guys are going on and finishing everything up, and the sun is getting close to setting, you guys notice that he begins to shake and he begins weeping. He's like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God."
Yeah, what's wrong?
I'm one of the monsters.
Okay, this is not
What does that mean?
I
Lycanthrope round.
I think I'll become some kind of beast. I almost feel like a bat. I don't want to hurt anybody,
If you're gonna become a beast, get out of here.
but I'll attack. I have no control when the change takes me.
Alright. Like these.
So you're telling us you're going to attack us?
I think so.
I guess, can you do with anything about this with your priestly powers?
I've never come across this sort of thing before.
We have a window, we can check him out.
Back in 1 second. We should probably
And
just
he's,
kill him.
He's just kind of collapsed down on the floor, leaning up against the wall, and he's sobbing.
I'm gonna look at the girl with the gun and just as I walk past her, just put my hand on her shoulder and tell her it'll be a mercy.
Silver shell.
Just gonna, yeah. No warning, just let him have it. All right, go ahead and make a fire combat roll.
Do that point blank.
Aiming. Of course.
Aiming and point blank. So versus melee defense instead of his dodge. Or, well, he's got a machete, so.
So I get a +4 for the aim, or no, +2 for the aim because the offset.
Yeah.
So fire combat. So that would be 15.
15. All right. Go ahead and roll your single bonus die for the sniper.
19 points of damage.
19.
Actually, and if he is a lycanthrope, it's +4 damage because I use the silver shell.
Okay. All right. So, as you take aim, right as you're pulling the trigger, kind of a twinge of despair fills you. As you're killing, well, what is probably undoubtedly a monster, but he's also an innocent man. And your silver bullet enters through his forehead and exits out the back, creating a blood spray, and he just slumps to the ground, quite dead.
And Cheyenne's just gonna look over at him like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Divya just killed someone in cold blood.
Yeah.
I'd expect any one of you to do the same for me.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Darn kids want a dessert.
I'm sorry, I'm a monster hunter. That's what I do.
So did we kill the dude?
He's dead. I took the priest's advice.
I mean, if he's gonna wake up and try to hurt us, he said he would. So it was a mercy.
See, even the priest said so.
Cheyenne's kind of looking at the priest now like, I don't know how to feel about this.
I don't feel good about it.
All right.
I don't feel good
necessary
about
thing.
it.
He admitted he'd come back to attack because he couldn't control it.
Well, I will at least take the petrol bomb back from his corpse.
Okay.
And the machete.
All right.
Well, we might need it. You never know. But no, you can see she's remorseful. She's not, but I mean,
It's like a little yeller.
I mean, you can tell she is remorseful, and
And
All right.
I'll
And
reach into my pack and pull out this package and just kind of tear it off, and it's a nice bottle of tequila.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pop the top on it,
good bottle of Patron.
take a swig, and then just pour a splash out next to the dude.
one for my homies.
One for my homies.
Where'd you get a bottle of tequila
It's a wedding gift. I don't think he's gonna need it
from?
anymore.
I was just saying.
All right.
Debbie's like,
And look and just cork it and put it down next to the corpse. We survive.
takes aim at the bottle. Actually, we might need it. We might need it as another petrol bomb.
Why is that not moving up?
How do you think I felt? The guy was falling in love with me. But look at the bright side. His death wasn't in vain. We've got extra possibility points out of it.
All right. As the last of the light fades behind the storm clouds, an unearthly chorus of shrill screeches erupts across the jungle, and you guys see a mass of innumerable large bats winding into the sky like a ribbon. They spread out to form a thick blanket, illuminated by occasional flashes of lightning. The screech grows louder as the mass approaches. As you're watching them, you guys see that the creatures flinch and dart away from lightning whenever it flashes.
Okay, so if we got some lights, is the electricity working?
All right, as we go into round 1,
Well, there's a fire downstairs at least.
the scene is.
Dun, dun, dun.
It doesn't say. What the hell, guys? All right,
Sounds like it's going to be dramatic, though.
scene 3, Dead by Dawn. It's going to be dramatic. All right, card number 23.
I do pick up the machete because I figure I might be better against the bats than save my rounds for the stuff that really needs it.
Hold on.
Yeah, I suppose I'll go down to the fireplace and get a torch at minimum.
You have to climb over. You're going
Yeah,
to
go
go
over
downstairs.
the
You have to
couch.
climb over the couch and everything else because we barricaded the stairs.
Might be
All
worth
right.
it.
Just break off a table leg, wrap some cloth around it, pour some tequila on it, and light it on fire.
Oh,
It's not a bad
I need to go and fix these guys. All right, I'm gonna move this to there. That should trigger. It did not. So let me move it up to here.
Okay, for those of us with bad eyes, what does that say?
Oh, there we go.
There's no bonuses in maneuver.
There we go. All right. Heroes go first. Villains go second.
What's
Approved
maneuver?
actions are maneuver.
It's an interact attack you could use.
Move this up this way,
So, like, shove, trip.
and that should. Yep, there it goes.
I actually have that as a skill.
As you guys look out, coming towards the unbarricaded window, you can see the mass of bats. All right, who wishes to go first?
I will, with a ward enemy.
All right.
And that will be an outstanding result at a 21.
Okay. Oh, pardon me. Who
And
wishes
then
to
I
go-
will also play the supporter card into my pool.
Who wishes to go next?
Cheyenne will. I'll go up to the window, light the petrol bomb, aim, and just chuck it at the mass.
Chuck it at the mass.
So I will get a net +2.
All right. Their dodge is 9.
We will spend a possibility.
Ooh, starting early with the possibilities.
Alright, that makes it a total of 16. That's +3 to missile. That makes it a total of 10.
10 is enough to hit, but no bonus dice. The damage on that is 12.
Yep, 12 in a small burst.
The
Plus, you
small
know-
burst will hit the whole thing.
Yeah, and fire. So, white.
All right.
3 petrol bombs left.
With a possible fourth sitting on the floor beside the dead guy.
Okay, so you see
Hate to always
a
get
number
screwed
of them
that way, though.
drop to the ground. Whoops. You get this.
They've gone straight to black.
Up one. And
No, there's probably some of their corpses on fire and all that stuff.
Yep, some of them are on fire. And you have caused 1 wound to the swarm. Why is it doing that?
Oh
I
no.
try and move something to the edge, going in the direction. So I need to let me look at the timestamp so I can tell Nathan. 140. Because if I move it up, well, I grabbed the wrong thing. If I try and move something up and push it across the edge, it's scrolling to the right rather than.
Oh, weird.
Is that because you
Very
flipped the
weird.
screen around?
I did,
Are we?
but when you move to the edge, it should move in that direction. All right, the swarm has 1 wound.
Are we allowed to see its stats?
No,
Okay.
This is one
welcome
of the,
to Orrorsh.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where you don't always get the stats for them. You have to figure them out. So we figure out the dodge 9.
Yep.
So,
Okay, who's going next? We have Divya and
And Suji.
yes, Suji left.
Well, you've got ranged weapons. I'd suggest you go next.
All right. I will I will aim and fire an explosive round into them.
Okay. Is that a small burst?
Yeah. Bigger than that, though. +2. Do we have a dex bonus going on, Mike?
Nope.
No,
Not yet.
You do have a lighting penalty that I forgot to apply to that first firebomb. It is a -2 lighting currently, and it's only going to get worse.
In that case, it's going to be a 13.
13 is a hit. What's the damage on the
Explosive shells are 15.
15?
Small burst.
All right, the explosion manages to take out quite a few more of the bats. This way.
Oh, wait a minute, no.
You get to poke them in your
Play
foot.
one, though, withdraw one, because I didn't do a
Right.
maneuver. I should do like a dive roll. And
All right.
what you're saying is I should have done a dive roll to the window, come up aimed, and then fired for it.
Dive out the window and
No, I said I should do like a dive roll on the ground, come up to the window, and then, taking my shot and landing shot, right?
all right. So from there,
We got one person left.
we have 1 person left. And what is he going to do? So
All right.
Divya moved over to where she had a nice clear shot and fired.
Yeah, I think I am going to go with that advice of breaking off a bed leg and doing a bit of wrapping the sheet and setting it on fire to try and get rid of our lighting penalty.
All right. Go ahead and make a strength roll to break that leg off, because the rest of it's pretty easy.
No, that's not a good roll. Strength. That's a total of 4.
Okay. Not enough to do it.
Okay. Can I at least put a card in my pool?
Yep.
You got
All right.
possibilities.
Then the swarm. What's their speed? All right. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It comes flying in. And everybody inside the swarm suffers 2 shock.
All right.
That's not your job.
As they are just clawing you and biting you.
Okay.
No avoiding the damage. Something fell. All right. Then we go to the next round.
Is that with the protected as well,
Yeah,
or the ward enemy?
they're not supernatural. Move their runes up here. All right.
Melee combat time.
Mm-hmm.
Heroes go first. This is card number 22. I need to go through them.
Any? Is that
Yep.
what that says?
Oh, hey, we got an inspiration. Oh, no, it's
Nope.
dramatic. Never mind.
Yeah.
Heroes go first, villains go second, and any action is approved. So who's going to go first?
All
You
right.
want to fire
Uh,
that explosive round again?
The priest is going to get out of the swarm and
You're not in the
concentrate.
swarm.
Oh, I'm not?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, then, let's see. In that case, I'm going to bless everyone's decks while maintaining the ward. All right. Dex is up by 2 for 1 minute,
Oh, nice.
as that is an outstanding success.
What'd you put in your pool? Second chance?
Yep. Second chance is going in the pool, and tell me what I drew.
You drew a reality surge.
Refresh me what that does again.
When played, the character's axioms and world laws are in effect for him as if he were in a mixed zone for the remainder of the scene. This only affects the character and any items he's using.
Lets him go back
Nice.
to core Earth values instead of this stuff. That good.
I like that because I am a core earther.
All right. Well, I'll try and swing my machete at some of these bats around me.
Okay.
So melee weapon.
Melee weapons.
Okay, 18 on the die is +5, and Dex is buffed, so 19 in total.
All right. You knock out a single bat, but it doesn't seem to have overall affected the swarm. All right. Who be next? We have 2 people left. Divya and Nick's character that I can't remember the name again.
Shyam?
Shyam. I'll be glad when you guys have regular characters because I can keep the list right up here on my
Yep.
second screen.
Buckmasters.
Well, who wants to go first?
Too bad my cell phone became a gun, otherwise I'd turn the light on it. But I'm going to step back out of the swarm and then hit him with my machete.
Swing with your machete.
Yeah.
We saw that didn't work.
Yeah, you saw that he swung and it didn't do any.
Well, it's not like I can shoot a burst into these suckers.
Oh, you could.
You could.
You just have friends inside of it.
Yeah. And if I shoot a single bat, it's not going to do much damage, I don't think. So,
Well, you can always try to lower their stats.
how?
Taunt, trick.
Yeah, I do have those. I have both of those, actually.
Taunt, trick, intimidate, maneuver.
I actually have all of those, but Taunt's the best one. It's my highest value, so.
And that would also let you put a card in your pool and draw a card. If you
Well,
succeed.
we shall try and taunt them then.
I mean, they're bats. I don't know if they even speak whatever language you're talking to
I
them
have
I
in.
mean, you can just shout at them. They're like, hey, come get me.
Hey, did that explosive round hurt a little bit? Singe your wings too much? Um, 25.
25. All right, do you want to make them very stymied or very vulnerable?
I'm asking advice here.
Vulnerable. So they're
Vulnerable.
easier to hit.
We'll go with vulnerable.
Okay. And that just leaves Shyam.
Yep. So see. And that
Card to have.
bed's like a brace against the window, right? So that's not really impeding.
Right.
We are going to attempt to move out into the hallway.
Okay. That's easy enough to do. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to a clear space.
All right, perfect. We'll do that. And we'll kind of look into the room, see.
For the greater good.
Pretty much. So we are going to aim, light, and throw a petrol bomb into the swarm. We're going to actually try to avoid the bus driver, though.
All right. So let me move this down to.
I like how he points that out. The bus driver.
Okay. So that's got it on the terrain level, so I can tell exactly where. Zoom out. This. Oh, it's on the wrong floor. That's why.
Okay, so avoiding Suji, but not necessarily avoiding Divya.
No, he's.
Okay.
And I saw the look on his face. I knew it was coming.
All right. So the center of the swarm is there. I mean, really, you would have to aim here to avoid the bus driver.
Who else is in there?
That
Just using the bus driver.
Yeah, that's really there. You would have to be up.
Yeah.
To put it there.
We'll throw it in the back square. We don't care if we catch
Divya?
Yeah.
Because you saw her murder someone in cold blood?
Yep.
All right.
He's going to be seeing her murder somebody else in cold blood soon.
All right, so we got aim, so we got +2 to that, plus the bonus, but we have the light penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be the -2. So we're at base 9 for the missile weapons for throwing it. All right. So 9, 14, and they're vulnerable, right?
They are very, very vulnerable right now. So
Okay. So yeah, we will let it stand on a 14.
They have a -4 to their defense because they're very vulnerable. So that is enough for a bonus die. And that bonus die gets applied to Divya as well.
Say, well,
No.
What's Divya's dodge?
What is Divya's dodge?
11.
So it does not apply
Actually,
to
no.
Divya.
Wait a minute.
Dex is buffed.
13.
So you'll still get hit, but you'll still take the minimum of 12.
What's your toughness?
Oh, she's down. She only toughens 7.
All right. So 14 minus 7. It's going to be 7. You're only going to take 1 wound and 2 shock.
So,
It's okay, you got extra possibilities.
nope.
And they're going to take a total of 15.
15. And
draw back.
after the firebomb goes off, that firebomb decimated the bat swarm. And as you guys are recovering, you guys hear. All right, I'm gonna have to rotate this so that way it moves correctly again.
You hear more building up.
All right. And get rid of these. As you guys are catching your breath and
Trying to make a torch.
trying to make a torch.
Since I've got the machete, I'll just try and cut the leg off.
Okay. That's easy enough to do.
All right.
You do get a torch made. Yeah, I'm just gonna change your light setting.
Should have wrapped the cloth around the end of the machete, lit the machete on fire.
Flaming sword.
Not a bad idea.
And then change this to be
Are we waiting for the?
for the horde.
Yeah.
Well, you hear them coming, and as you glance outside, you can see as soon as I bring them back. Let's see. How many is it per- Four of you.
How long between this happening do we have?
You would have a couple of rounds outside
All
of
right.
combat as they're approaching.
So then, with that,
I walk over. To
all
the
right,
dead
everybody
body.
recovers 4 shock.
Thank you.
I walk over to the dead body. I pick up the tequila bottle, take a drink, look at your character's name, and said, "I think I've earned this." And put the bottle back down again.
Oh, did you get caught in that? I'm sorry. I mean, your cards going back in hand and go back down the floor.
Yep.
All right, I will drop Nemesis and keep Reality Surge.
All right. And then,
During these rounds, I'm still going to keep Ward Enemy concentrated, so I don't have to start next combat with that active.
Okay.
And you said it's just going to be a couple of rounds before the next.
Yep. And
All right, so I still have 7 rounds left on Dex boosting because it's still 10 rounds a minute, right?
yes.
Okay.
All right. You guys can see as he stands there and holds the light out, more Gospel are coming.
Do we see any more bats?
Does not appear to be any more bats.
pass that over.
Can I
I'm
see the
going
gospel
to-
from where I'm at?
Thank you. Yeah, this one actually doesn't work in this instance.
Yep, that's why I was double checking.
Yeah.
What I figure I was about ready to get the shaft again.
No, it was close call. Play when you would be spotted by guards, wandering creatures, or other foes who might be
Oh.
avoided. They're drawn to us because we're living.
Your characters have this way of hiding. I've noticed.
All right. I am going to drop
Where
this.
can we see them from the window?
Yeah, I'm dropping a line of sight thing at the bottom.
Yeah, invisible flame. So it's on the second. Technically, it's on the second story, so it's actually illuminating them properly.
And I reload while I'm waiting. Oh, hello.
There. Now it's illuminating properly. No, it's not. So let me duplicate that. There we go. Now it's illuminating them properly, even though it's messing up all the other light. I will be so glad for a line of sight. So I don't have to do shenanigans.
Okay, so
Hurry up,
there's
Nathan.
a dozen that we can see.
Currently a dozen. And that brings us back into the combat rounds. So, still a dramatic scene. And card number 12. So, there it is. All right. Oh, I need to do that. All right.
What does
Heroes
that say?
go first, villains go second with a flurry.
What is that?
I'm going to
Any what?
increase it back up to the
Any
normal
multi-action.
size.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
So
Any
you can shoot.
multi-action.
There we go. It
All right.
should clarify
Well,
here in a moment.
in preparation for this, I'll go first. I'm going to concentrate on keeping ward enemy up,
Okay.
and then let's bless. I'm going to bless spirit, kind of steal all of ourselves against this. That is an 18 minus 2.
Do we still have the
I
dex
assume
bomb?
you came into this room when you were doing the soothe.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, well, I could do it from 5 meters away.
Just that way you had line of sight on everybody.
Yep. And then that will be +2 to everyone's spirit for 3 rounds.
All right. Who
Or no,
wishes-
+1 for a minute. Sorry.
+1 for a minute.
Yep.
Yep, and that was a multi-action.
So what card are you putting in your pool?
Let's go with supporter.
Up supporter, not second chance.
I haven't really needed to re-roll anything, and if you guys need to re-roll something, I don't really have much faith in your dice.
You drew a rally, so all players may discard as many cards as they wish from their hands, and then they may immediately refill their hands.
All right, so I'll have to put that down next time, I think.
A pretty solid one.
Yeah. All right, that's me.
All right. Who's next?
I will take aim and throw one of the daggers at one of these Gospog, I think.
-2 for range,
Okay.
and they're right at the edge of your light, so -2 for the lighting.
Okay, so +8 -4. So +4 on to missile weapons is your dex buff still active, Mike?
Yes.
Yes.
So +2 to dex.
All right, so then it would be a total of 16 to hit.
16 is going to be a hit. These are just
Regular
your
gospel.
Gospog.
So yeah. So you get 1 bonus die versus it.
Okay. So let's see. Is a dagger strength +1?
Strength +1.
Okay, 9, 11.
11. And you're just throwing at the closest guy there?
Yep.
All right. 11 versus its toughness.
Do you have a? Are they in range for your bomb?
I'm probably gonna have -2 throughout again.
So
Because if you light them up, then I can. That should alleviate.
three
the
does
blade
not
damage
seem
if
to
they're burning.
affect it as it gets stuck inside the thing's body.
Okay.
Who be next?
All right, Cheyenne will go next. We're gonna light one of the Petra bombs, take aim, and we're gonna throw it to catch all the front section in the small burst.
Okay.
So -2 for range, -2 for light penalty.
Yep.
Cool.
And +2 for the
Yeah. So I'm basically rolling straight up.
nice.
So I need to beat their dodge. Let's see, that's 19, so that's +6. So that's 13 versus their dodge of 8.
Their dodge of 8. That is going to net you a bonus die.
And that's going to be a total of 16 to that front section.
All right. 16 versus 8. That's going to be 1 wound apiece as they catch on fire. And that first wave gets wiped.
Cool. Is there residual flame out there?
That would
No,
alleviate it.
the petrol bombs burn out quick.
Okay.
They don't burn. They don't burn the corpses. They're vegetation. Hey, I'm grasping for straws. I know.
Yeah, they're wet, soggy. All right. Who'll be next?
I'm gonna take aim and fire an explosive round into the middle.
Okay.
The group behind.
You take aim.
Okay, so I get.
Lean around the window.
I have a
take
plus
aim and
4 for
shoot.
aim,
Well,
Minus 2 for lighting.
minus 2 for light. So I'm rolling flat basically. So 5 plus 18.
18 is a hit. And that is 2 bonus dice.
Plus 1 for aiming.
You lean around and fire your gun again.
25.
And
Sorry, Buddha Shrine. Actually, no, it'll be out of there because if I hit the center one, it should just be out of the destruction range.
all right. Then it is their turn. These guys.
Did the explosive shell only take out one of them?
Did you say explosive shell?
Explosive shell.
Oh, my bad. That would get rid of all of them. All right. So you guys have a couple of rounds.
So how do you get
You hear more coming.
I'm going to draw a card first to see if I want to
Yeah.
keep it or not. Because oh god. Okay.
Are we out of combat again? Or
Yep, back out of combat.
All right, I
I
will.
need your advice. Which 4? I think I know which 4 I should keep, but I'd get rid of the supporter. I think, but
Honestly, supporter would be the best one to get rid of.
does anybody want to trade for the supporter before I get rid of it?
I'll give you an action for that supporter.
Because it's just going to go in the whatever you give me, just going in the waste pile anyway.
Well, action
so-
is +3 to anything on your side.
You want to trade for that? Because
No, I already got 2 of them.
Say I have a leadership mic if you want that. You get to place 2 cards in other characters' pulls directly from your hand or pull, and then immediately refill your hand.
Yes, I will take that.
All right, and I will take the second chance from you. You still have 1 card you have to get rid of.
Yep.
Because you have
Honestly,
leadership,
I don't think I'm
rally,
going to really be needing
surge.
rally.
You sure you're not going to need rally?
Oh no, get rid of reality surge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, because you can leadership and then put rally out, and then we can just kind of juggle cards around.
I've been pulling some decent cards this game.
How long does it take you to make more good bullets?
I don't know. How long does it take me to make the bullets I need?
I don't remember. Let me glance real quick. Strikes.
I think it's going to take more than like 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah, it takes some time.
I know it takes. I think it takes minutes.
It's a downtime action, which can be done in between scenes.
Okay.
Yeah, between scenes or during downtime. Yeah.
All right.
Man, if only somebody have a transfer.
Hmm?
Somebody have a transfer. You can give any number of possibilities you have to some other person.
Oh yeah, I threw one of those away because I don't have many possibilities.
Well, I was thinking because I have the ability that lets me give away possibilities for free at any time.
Okay.
So we can just throw them all on me and I can just hand them out. but I don't think that's worth a master plan for that.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys can just see, the first of the Gospel making their way out of the jungle, up the jungle trail. We move there. The next combat begins. All right. Let me pop back up to your level. Find the correct card. And zoom out. There we go. Villains go first, but they are fatigued. If only they could be fatigued.
Yep, if only they could take shots.
Heroes go second. Approved actions are trick. So as they start, you see the first one. And making its way out. Where's their move? 7. And these guys are running.
Making their way downtown, running fast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let me unhide these guys. 2, 3, 4. Actually, you can make it one short. Another one comes running across. Then 3 more, and they appear to be going for the window below you guys. Then, so that's 14 there. So these guys can go another 7. Should get them up to there. And gets to there. And that guy is waiting. All right. Hero's turn. At this point, the only ones you can really see are the ones straight below you.
But we saw the other ones branch
You
off.
saw the other ones branch off. So let me do that,
All right, I will,
which will change it to the correct.
in preparation for things to come, concentrate on ward, and then bless strength. That's 18 on the die.
Our fair's gone.
So
What about the decks?
Dex still has 4 rounds left.
Yeah, but the spirit will be gone.
No, Spirit has 8 rounds left.
Oh, you said 1 for a minute. I thought you said 1 for 3 rounds.
No, 1 for a minute. And then that is going to be 16. All right, so we've got +1 to strength for 1 minute. And then Spirit and Dex click down. Yeah, I've got a spreadsheet going where I'm just ticking things down every round. And then I will place leadership into the pool.
It's a good card.
Great card.
All right. Who's next?
Can I have your smashy thing?
I mean, it's just propped up against the wall.
All right. Well, I'll take the smashy thing and try to do the smashy thing against the guys below me.
Okay. So go ahead and make your attack.
Remember, if you miss, you're vulnerable.
I'm aware, but fortunately. Okay, so this is melee weapons combat, and we're at +2 dex. That's a good roll. So 14 plus 5, 19 versus their melee defense.
All right. I believe that is 2 bonus dice.
Nice.
Let me double check. Against their unarmed combat, nope, that's just 1 bonus die. Because they are not using melee weapons.
Okay. Let's see. Is it a strength +1 or 2?
+2.
Strength +2.
Okay, so 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 3 is 14.
14 versus their toughness of 8. A 6 result, which is enough for a wound. Which one were you going after?
I guess the one directly below the window.
There's 2.
Well, I've been
We'll say
accepted into
left
the
rather
ranks.
than right.
Okay. So this
hello,
guy
Mr. Kitty.
gets smashed as you drive that pole right through his head. Who's next?
All right. Shyam will go. He saw him kind of split off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, as much as it begrudges me to do this, we're going to attempt to trick them by going and grabbing the other gentleman's body and throwing it out the window to make it seem like someone's trying to escape.
Okay. So
And I just
coming
look
down
at
to the
you
big
like-
window.
Really?
Yeah, we're just going to throw him out that window.
Well, actually, the big window's barricaded.
Yeah, so it'd be out that side window over there.
All right. Go ahead and make your trick as you chuck the body out.
I've been accepted. Look,
All right. So
She loves everybody.
it's official.
19, 6,
She's not. This is the first time she's come near me since I've been here.
It's going to be a total of 14.
14.
Versus their trick of 7.
Yep.
Do you want them to be stymied or vulnerable?
We're gonna make them stymied.
Why is it doing that?
Mr. Plan is the fool.
Nice.
Come on.
Let's just start giving cards to everybody.
All right.
Kitty's in paradise over here, I think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she really likes to look at it.
Seriously? I duplicate something and it makes it super large. It's not duplicate. Damn it, Nathan. All right. That leaves Divya, I believe.
So those can you trick people that have already been tricked?
You can make it trick them more. I mean, stymied, so it's harder for them to get in.
Where's the? Can we? Are all the other we have barricaded all the other ones, so we can't see where the other ones are?
Yeah,
Can
but
we?
we saw them go around.
Here, let me.
I don't know how.
There you go. So, what is Divya going to do?
On a side note, Divvy is wondering where the kid is.
He's hiding. I forgot to place him.
He's under the bed in one of the side rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, the beds we flipped up to block the walls. I just thought about it. I'm like, where's the kid during all this?
Or he's hiding in the bathtub.
All right,
He's gonna be traumatized if he was around.
Divya.
Not that one guy. Can I like yell out the window at the corpse like run while you still can and try and trick them again?
That would be more of an intimidation.
No, but yelling at like he's trying to get.
He's
that
yelling at
guy
the corpse.
I'm yelling at the corpse.
Oh,
Run
to
while
make
you
them
still
think
can
He's alive.
to make him think.
Yeah,
that-
you could try that.
Okay, I gotta roll a dice now. Okay, I gotta roll a dice.
Just get ready for the hiss.
Can you move, please?
Come on.
Yeah, she's stubborn.
Okay.
This is my buddy, though.
She loves Nick.
Yeah, someone look at the corpse like he's still okay. Like get up and run while you can. So maybe
Okay.
they can.
Trying to trick the same two.
Yeah, trying to trick the same group again. Because I don't think I can't. Well, can I see the other ones out there?
Let me move to there, and I am going to shut off his vision, shut off their vision.
Yeah,
So we've
not-
only got
not
your
really.
vision.
Nope. So I can only see our group though. So yeah. We don't need bonuses to mind right now, do we?
No, but you
Nope.
will have a -2 for going two against two of them.
So it's a flat roll for me. What's it go up against?
Their trick, which is 7.
And if I roll a 7,
If you've got 7 exactly,
I don't think it.
If you got 7 exactly, you get the stymium or vulnerable.
we're gonna spend a point then.
So that's second die.
Hmm?
So what's your second die read?
12. So 12 and 15 is 27.
Plus
That's
9.
9. Makes it a 16.
16.
Yes.
All right. You want to make them very stymied or vulnerable? Just vulnerable.
What do you think?
We really don't have a problem taking them.
Hmm?
So we really don't have a problem taking them.
Well, we'll make them very stymied then, so they really can't do much of anything.
Okay.
Oh, and then I get to turn one and burn one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's almost like a mouthful.
All right. That brings us to the end of the round. We go into the next.
That'd been useful, a couple bombs ago.
Yeah, it would have.
It's card 35.
Might be useful too if it might be even more useful if they have to use an explosive round when they're near you.
All right. Villains go first with an up condition.
What's that mean?
That means they get the
They get a free reroll. Heroes go second. Approved actions are active defense, which has to be done on the enemy's turn. So if you get attacked, you would choose to do an active defense.
and then you basically give up your action.
All right. So we'll start with the Gospog, who both turn and are attacking the dead body this round. You guys hear banging on the doors below, or on the walls, or something down below. 11 plus 0.
So I killed him, but then we desecrated his corpse too.
10
I think you can use that
versus
judgment up a little bit now.
Okay. Then those guys. Not enough to pass through. You guys hear lots of banging on the walls down below.
A lot of rolling.
Well, up condition.
So it's an automatic reroll no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna have a minimum of 10 regardless of anything then.
Well, the second one doesn't count as a 10.
Oh, okay.
So, he could roll 2 and a 2 and still get,
4?
for a total of -6. So it doesn't
Okay.
automatically mean he's going to
Okay.
pass.
But it's quite likely.
Yeah. The odds are in the favor.
Yeah. Hunger Games or not.
Yeah. I'd say it's a 25% chance of not making it now instead of a 50% chance for getting a
All
positive.
right. And then you guys see something come tearing out of the jungle right there. It is a huge tiger. That sucker as you're looking at it, it's definitely dead already. But much like the Gospel, it is still up and moving. And it comes out, and as it does, everybody make a willpower or spirit test. If you fail, you'll become very stymied until its next turn.
DC on the test.
Do we re-roll 10s on this too?
Yep.
Yeah.
And everybody has a +1 to spirit as well right now. What's the DC on this, James?
Standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which would be
10.
Well, then I'm
Have to throw
good
away
because
the
I got a
14.
15.
And I got an 11.
Okay, so I pass. Thanks to spending a possibility.
What'd you get, Joe?
14.
All right. So as it comes barreling out, that it goes 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then it attacks the barricade that you guys have there. So there's
One downstairs.
35,
Yeah, the whole thing's flipped around now, so I'm trying to figure out which.
57.
Yeah, that barricade's gone.
Where's our card at?
So plus 15.
Our boss is down this way.
No, where's our card at? So we can be trying.
Oh, it's hiding right now.
What was the?
Defend.
Plus
So,
No one's getting a card this time, probably.
4.
meatball.
You guys hear the barricade down below shatter. All right. That is all of the villains' turns. And who's going first?
I will concentrate on word enemy and let's bless up mind this time. That was a okay. +2 to mind for 10 rounds.
Nice.
What you put in your pool?
Let's put rally in the pool
Alrighty.
and then probably play leadership.
You want to play leadership?
Yep.
All right.
Cool. So,
Leadership has been played.
so you're giving supporters to who?
Supporter to let's give supporter to Shantz.
Alright.
Action to the gun-toting nut job.
What action? You traded action away. You have 2 supporters.
Oh, I had 2 supporters. Oh, well then let's give the other supporter to
Gun
Nick.
toting nut job.
Alright. And then you get to refill your hand because Rally's in your pool, so you draw 4 new cards. So Delphi support doesn't count, right?
Not at this moment, no. Redraw.
All right, so you got another leadership, a
Nice.
drama, an adrenaline, and a supporter.
Those are all in your hand.
Yep. So since you played a leadership, I will use my master plan to also take leadership and play leadership. We'll give you action.
That goes right into our pool.
Goes right to your pool.
Right into your pool.
And we'll give Ben second chance, and then I get to refill my hand.
Wait, why?
All right, so I didn't get any card on that one.
Leadership. No, you still have rally in your pool.
That's fine. I'm gonna go tuck the kids in, so that's why I wanted to make
Okay.
sure I went first. So
All right. Who's next?
Dex +2 is still on, and Strength +1 is still there.
Okay, but spirit goes away.
He's
No,
gone.
Spirit is still in play.
Okay.
Everything is boosted except for Charisma.
Okay.
Dex by 2, mind by 2, spirit and strength by 1.
All right.
Okay. Anyone want to use interacts before I attack?
What do you attack? What are you going to attack?
I'm gonna go after. Well, I guess I can. Well, the tiger seems the much bigger threat right now.
Yep, but it's because of the angle, it's currently out of your reach.
Okay, can I attack the two Gospog then?
You can attack one of them, yes. One of them is close enough.
All right. Well, I'll just go for that one then.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's the glory thing when we really need to give us all the extra?
All the extra possibilities.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not so great. Let's see, so that would make the total 10, which would not be enough for a bonus die.
Yeah, what's their toughness? Your toughness is 8. What's your base on it?
Let's see here. It's strength plus 2, which would be 11. So I would need 2 more points out of that. So I really need a bonus die. So if I throw this, let's see. So that would bring it up to 13, which would net me the bonus
Bonus
die.
die, yep.
Okay, so I'll throw the action to do that then. And I roll a 1, of course. Stupid dice. You are evil and stupid and should burn in a fire.
So that is that your first die roll?
That was my only die roll.
Okay. So that is a mishap.
Well, no, I
No,
guess I
that was
rolled the d20 and then the d6 was a 1.
The D6 was
Yeah,
on.
bonus
Okay,
die.
the bonus
I
die was a
misunderstood.
1.
The bonus die was a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put this into play at least.
The whole master plan.
So you just play.
Yeah.
What does it do exactly?
It lets you take a card from the discard pile and play it immediately or put it into your pool.
So you played leadership immediately.
All right. How much damage did you do?
It was a total of 12, so it just shrugs it off.
Yep, just shrugs it off. So that's only 4 results.
Okay.
All right, Divya.
I'm going to play a flurry.
Ooh. So you get to take an action, then you get to take another action.
Yes, and I am taking aim, and I am firing a holy water round into that tiger.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to fire 2 holy rounds into that tiger eventually, but
Well, one now, one in your next
Right.
action. Okay.
because I'm going last, right? So,
No, because I
Oh, you
still
haven't
have to
gone
take mine. I just
Right.
played my cards.
all right. So I'll do this, then you go, then I go again.
Yep.
All right. It is large, so you're going to get a +2 bonus due to its size.
I can.
He's got plenty.
Yeah.
Did you just spend a possibility?
Yeah. Well, that first roll just wasn't that good, so
Yeah.
not a critical miss, but it was low.
Yep. A natural roll of 1 on your first die roll is an automatic.
Well, that's your second die roll, so that counts as 10.
Yes. So that makes it 13 total. So that's 1. Okay. I got +4 to aim, but -2 for light still or not?
No, because he's got the light.
All right. So
No
I've
line,
got
no range, but you get +2 size bonus,
I get +6,
and then -2 for multi action.
+4, but then I get +2 with the holy round, so I'm back
Yeah.
at the +6 again. So
And then +1 from your roll.
8, and then +2 more from the dex is 10. Fire combat, so 23.
23 against its dodge. That is going to net you 2 bonus dice.
And then
I'm
plus
gonna
your
get a
one for
third
range.
one for my aiming.
Roll
This
big.
does not.
Not big enough, but
Does not,
8 and
For now.
base damage is 14, so 22.
22 versus its toughness.
It's definitely gonna feel it.
It felt it. You caused a wound to it. And it roars in what you think is pain, or it could be anger. probably anger.
Fireball would be good down there right about now. Wouldn't
All
it?
right.
Yeah.
Nick,
All right. Well, we are going to aim and throw our last petrol bomb and
move
try.
to where you can see.
Yep.
Where are you throwing it at? The gas bog or
I'm going to try to,
If you throw it
I
on
guess,
the,
catch the tiger in its head square. So catch that gospel next to it.
if you throw it on the body, you should hit them all.
You'd also light the house on fire.
The flames are going right out though. The house wouldn't burn either if the flames are going right out from the gas, would they, James?
no? Not in the wetness of the jungle.
I mean,
So you're going to try and catch it right there,
Yeah, basically throw it hit it square in the head.
there. So there.
Yeah, we'll do it there.
Okay.
Even though it's technically not catching the other one, I think the angle wouldn't.
Right.
All
All
right.
right.
Tiger's a bigger threat anyway.
So you're throwing against its dodge.
Yep, and I'm aimed.
Oh, I got
So that's
play a card.
a net +2, and then +2 from the dex bonus. So that will be a base of 11. So close.
I can throw a supporter at you.
So that's going to put me at a total of 9 right now without any other. Is that in your pool?
Oh, you can't play from your hand if it's not in your pool? I thought you could.
I know
Oh, yeah,
somebody's
okay.
got a supporter down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want the supporter?
That would put me at a 12, which what's their dodge? Their dodge is what, 8? You know what? We're gonna yellow it first. All right, it pulls that up to 10, so that's 18. That's +5. So, and then missile weapons, it's and then plus that, so 7, 14, 16 versus its dodge.
All right. You catch both in it, and the dead body.
And the dead body. And I will get 1 bonus die versus the gossip at least.
One bonus die versus the gas bog. It seems the fire seems to just roll off the tiger.
And the gossip takes 15.
All right. 7, and the gas bog goes down.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that he hit the dead body. He's used to burning allies.
Yep. And we'll put the initiative into the pool.
All right. And I fire another round into the tiger.
Okay.
That's a 14. Why are you getting such crappy rolls, man?
14's an above average roll, but
Not for well, not against this tiger though.
yeah,
I mean,
against the tiger you could really use some more.
yeah. There we go. That's nice. Okay. Same thing as last time.
Which was
Was it 23 or 22?
22.
Yeah.
All right. That'll net you 2 bonus dice.
And your sniper die.
That's not better. That's a lot better, actually. That would be 27.
27.
No 6s, darn.
And it just slumps to the ground and is no longer in the fight.
Alright. I'm going to open up the big giant hole.
Downside is,
No.
I only have
We'll
one
do
unholy
this.
round left.
Burning through this pretty quick, but I think the tiger was worth it.
Yeah. But I got a bad feeling when something else is bigger is going to come out of there that we're going to need.
All right. That is everybody. So we go into the next round.
Actually, no, I still have some left because I have 6 of each. 6
All
life
right.
preserve, 6 explosive, 6 holy.
Villains
water.
go first, but are fatigued.
I have
Not going to affect them because it's shock.
Yeah.
Approved actions are defend and attack. So on their turn, Gasbog over here. You hear banging on the front door. Banging on the window on the east side downstairs.
Somebody's knocking. Should I let them in?
Okay. Running. From at the last moment, you guys hear something scrabbling up over the couch. And then you see, as you glance around, a broad-shouldered hunchback in a tattered Victorian coat. There are traces of mold and fungus growing in different spots across his clothing and flesh, and his face is obscured by a mask. Just like a burlap sack type mask with holes for the eyes. You can't see his eyes.
It's also like a knife.
Scarecrow.
And he's just covered in mold. And as he gets to there next to
The priest.
the priest, he lashes out with one hand. 5. And what is your what is your unarmed defense?
Unarmed defense would be a 9. Oh,
All
yeah,
right,
9.
So he got a good success. You become very stymied
Okay.
as he reaches out and touches you with his left hand, and in his right he's got like a pick, but he touches you with his left hand and mold just explodes across the spot where he touched you. All right, that is all of the villains. Now it is the hero's turn.
Okay.
Well, let's hold that ward, and I'm going to attack this thing.
Okay.
Very stymied. So -4, multi-action, I'm at a -6. But I got a +2, and that was a 20, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
19 is a 39. There's no glory sitting out, and I'm not really close enough, so we'll just do that. You know what? I have possibilities. I'm going to spend one. That will be a 9. No, that will be a 21 to hit.
That is a good success. Sorry, no, that is an outstanding success.
Excellent. So 9, 5, 14, 19. Plus strength is 8 plus 1. 27 points of damage to smack him back.
All right.
Should I just throw another card in my pool from the second action?
Yes. Are you putting your leadership into your pool, Mike?
Yes, I sure am.
And then you draw one. You drew a willpower.
Thank you.
All right. That that strike did not seem to hit him nearly as hard as you would have thought it should have. And it only causes a single wound.
And then I'm going to back away
All right, I'm going to move the bed, or I'm going to
Yeah.
hide the bed.
because that bed was
It's
moved.
up against the window.
Yep,
So you're
I'm
backing
just
away?
gonna kind of back to where I'm up against that window as well,
Okay.
Oh. letting my more combat-minded people into the fray. And now I got to go let dogs out.
Okay. All right. Who be next?
All right. I'm thinking you two go, and then I'll get into melee with them.
Well,
I'm just gonna put a bullet in him and try to. So
It's not a bad
yeah,
idea.
go ahead and put your bullet into him, then I will step into melee.
my last chambered holy round.
Let's zoom into this.
So, what do I need to hit him?
We don't know.
Yeah, we know that
No,
21
okay.
was an outstanding success, so it's 11 or lower.
All right.
However,
It's for melee.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
There's some crappy rolls. Let me just tell you that right now.
Well, I could trade you a second chance if you'd like, and you can try rolling again.
Now, let me try and add it up here.
What's your face value on your die?
Well, basically, I just negated my +4 from sniper, so. But I got +2 from holy water. If he's undead, does that factor in?
You don't know if he's undead or not.
No. So 2. Does a 17 hit?
It does indeed hit him, and it's even a good success. So you get 1 bonus die from the success,
And 1 from my sniper.
and for your sniper.
Now, how about you guys work with me on this one?
I'll give him some 6s. Well, that one doesn't count.
Nope, I'll get it in a minute. 19.
19. All right. All right. He seems to be a little shocked by that. And that leaves.
This side of the table.
Yep.
All right. Well, Cheyenne will take his screwdriver, kind of like step in and stab him, and then afterwards, kind of step back
Step
out,
out.
or at least attempt to step back out. All right. So some melee weapons. So this is 9, 10, 11, plus the die roll. 16. That's a total of 14.
14 is a hit.
All right, and it will do a total of 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage does not even seem to phase him.
Yeah.
When you step back out quickly,
Yep, and then I'll step in and stay in, and I'm going to attempt to attack him. Natural fucking 1. But I was using the machete, fortunately.
you swing the machete, and as you do, he manages to bring the pick up and just blocks it and knocks it right out of your hand.
Doesn't somebody have a second chance holding down somewhere?
Oh, I do have a second chance. Oh, it can be played after a mishap. Okay.
Indeed it
Correct.
can.
Oh, okay.
You want to play your second chance?
Sure.
As everything seems to rewind in your mind.
Okay. It's still a shit roll, but it's not a natural 1. Okay, so that brings it down to a 10 to hit.
All right, and that just outright misses him.
Okay.
All right,
And
It's a
second
weapon.
chance.
so that's all of the heroes.
Yeah.
So we go to the next round. Those go away because too much. Go and damn it.
No, too far.
Villains go first with an
How many
inspiration.
actions do you get in a
You can take as many actions as you want, but you cannot repeat the same action in the series. However, each additional action is an additional -2.
You know what? I don't like that. We're going to seize the initiative and flip a new one.
Flip a new one.
Why, are we in dramatic and they got something good?
Yes, go first
Yeah.
with inspiration, so he recovers all his shock.
Well, he recovers 2 shot, but now
Which
that
Is there something climbing up there behind?
Yeah, it's this cat right
the
here.
cat.
I was like, it looks like something was behind the curtain or something a minute ago. I was like, dude, if it was like air blowing up,
Alright.
something was climbing.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Well, that's good at least, unless he gets something similar on the next card flip.
No, villains go first with a flurry and an up and an
Taunt,
inspiration.
trick.
All right, taunt and trick are the approved actions. Villains go first. Heroes, roll your d20
One.
as reality surges around you.
It's not a 1.
Not a 1.
What are we supposed to? What are you trying to hit here?
Not a
Anything but a 1.
Yeah. Could have used that roll another time ago.
Yeah.
19.
It skipped off the 1 and jumped to double 1.
All
I'm
right.
like, whew.
On his turn, he reaches out to touch
Suchi.
Suchi. All right.
Y'all gonna have something bad coming at my old.
What is your melee weapons value?
Does ward enemy add to this?
Only if he misses.
Okay, then it would be 14.
He hits you. You, let's see, it's just a basic success, so you are stymied
Okay.
until his next turn. So you'll
Alright.
be at a -2 to all rolls. Then we go to
So there's a little chip in there. It's the guy falling. Nope, not the skull.
Where the
Should
heck?
be a little triangle with the guy falling. Yep.
Okay.
clambers in. And let's see if they destroy the couch. They wreck that couch.
Yeah, we kind of figured that was gonna happen.
My couch.
Fuck your couch.
All right. And that is their turn. You guys are up.
Okay, so reloading is an action, right?
Yep.
So if I would reload, aim, and fire, that would be
-4.
so I basically wipe out my sniper.
You'd wipe out your aim.
Yeah, your aim.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do it. We'll do this first. We're actually going to taunt the thing.
You're taunting him?
Yep.
All right.
Like, come get some, motherfucker. It's 11, so that's plus 0. That is a total of 13.
13 versus. Okay. Stymied or vulnerable?
We're going to make him vulnerable.
Okay.
And put some order and draw a card.
Nice.
Would you What'd you play?
I put supporter in the pool,
No glory, man. I'm waiting for that glory.
but now he's easier to hit.
All right. Well, I'll take a swing at this guy then
Okay.
with the machete that I did not drop because I did not.
Indeed.
Okay, 10's reroll. So 18 on the die is +5 -2 for the stymied, so +3. One of my base melee weapons, which is currently 14. So
Any of
17.
Mike's buffs still in effect?
Yeah,
Yep.
because of Mike's buff side. Okay, so 17. Thanks for the buffs.
Yeah, that's the reason I didn't go first this round, is because this is the last round that Dex buff is active. So
And it goes away
I
on
let
this turn.
you guys go first this
he's
time,
vulnerable
and then
too, so
I'll
he's
go.
got
So
2
it
less
drop
defense.
dies, and then start next round and go, so that I can put it on before you
Okay.
guys go.
His melee is currently 9-ish.
Okay, and I've got 17 in total. So does anyone have a supporter or something?
There's a supporter. You're at 20.
Okay, thanks.
All right, 2 bonus dice as you get a good solid hit in.
Oh, there's 6.
6 and 5, so 10 plus 4, 14.
11 plus.
No,
No,
that counts
oh.
as 5 plus.
Sixes
bummer.
count as. The reason being is because on the official Torg dice,
It's an infinity symbol.
it's an infinity symbol, which means you roll again and count it as 5.
Okay,
And for
so
those of you
14 plus 11
No, don't tell me that.
is 25 damage.
25 versus his toughness. All right.
It's a little
You feel him scrabbling out and reaching for all the possible outcomes to this.
He's soaking.
He's attempting to soak.
And where's the 10? And he still takes a wound, but he doesn't take any shock.
All right,
Okay.
well, that's me.
All right, who be next?
And I get this.
Um, Can you show me where a small explosion would cover on him if I shot him?
It would catch him.
Yeah.
I just want to see.
Yep.
Now would this negate that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it would negate the friendly fire clause too.
Yep.
Because if you roll odd, you hit the wrong thing.
So I'm firing explosive round.
Okay. Roll good.
Oh, you're covered. Don't worry. This covers
Okay.
you.
He's playing a card to protect you.
You're going to be caught in an explosion, but it's not going to do anything.
Okay. Walk out of the explosion just like a cool guy in a movie.
All right. So 4 from aiming. 2 from no. I get 4 from aiming. So
There's a 2 from the explosive.
no, explosive doesn't have any
Okay.
bonus on it. I got plus 2 from the deck, so that's gonna be 4 plus my 17, 18, 19, 23.
That is going to net you 2 bonus dice.
2 bonus dice and then your aiming die.
Do you count the multi-action penalty for the reloading and stuff?
I didn't reload.
Ah, okay.
That's
You
just
just
it.
switch to a different.
I used
different
I
round.
used this in an explosive round instead of reloading. So
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. If you're only if only one person is caught in there, then 24.
24.
I can't play any, but I can take. Is attack an action on this one?
Yeah. No, Tom Trick.
Nope. So I don't have any cards to do anything.
And his head explodes.
Put that down though.
And with that, because there's only 4 Gospog left, and Gospog, you guys have proven are really easy to kill. At least these Gospog. You guys survived the night.
Hooray!
As flame and concussion surround you.
And when the sun rises, the storms have settled, and you're now able to safely make it back to Madurai before the darkness falls again. You then spend the next several weeks helping to fortify and defend Madurai from the tides of monsters that now swarm across almost all of India. The situation is beyond grim. Millions are dead, and untold millions more are still in the clutches of the Gauntman. Madurai is something that you learn that is called a hardpoint, an area that still retains Earth's reality even when surrounded by the invader. Aircraft of any kind are a rarity these days, so it does cause quite a stir across the city when an advanced jet swoops in and then its wings rotate so that it can hover to land in an open market square. A weary-looking American disembarks and asks to meet the gallant group who returned from Chocmali specifically. He then introduces himself as Quinn Sebastian. Hi, I'm here as an envoy from the Delphi Council, an organization formed to fight these invaders and free the Earth. Things are bad all over, but here is where it's the worst. The Gauntman is the most powerful and most evil of these High Lords. We're looking for a few more folks. Will you join us? Because, together, maybe we can beat him. If we can beat him, we can beat the rest of them. And with that, we fade to black.
Chasm card.
Next week, we are going to start our session with a session 0 and let everybody make their characters. And if we have enough time, we aren't going to record it. If we have enough time, then we will go ahead and start into session 1, which will be truncated. So I hope everybody enjoyed the episode tonight, and we will see you for hopefully next week's episode. Have a good
Next
night,
week,
folks.
Buckmasters.
Buckmasters.
Buckmasters
three
lurk
possibilities
down here.
left. Even after all those possibilities, I still have 3 left.
Yep. All right. Have a great night, folks. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
We were less dead than I
I
expected.
was going to play that card on the bride.